One-time Thurman, former unified champion. You've been in and around world title fights for a lot of your career, but can you put into context how big this unified championship fight is on Saturday?
This is just history in the making, everybody. This is what a lot of fight fans have been waiting for. They say, when's the best going to fight the best? Get these undefeated champions. This is unprecedented. We will have an undisputed welterweight champion of the world. This is going to just not dismiss. We don't dismiss the legends and those who came before us.
Yeah.
But we are clearly outside of the Mayweather era. That generation, they had their time. Where there's a shift. What do they call it? They call it a new age. It's a new dawn, okay? The stars are in a new alignment. But we have two great champions, Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford, undisputed at the pinnacles of their career, clashing, going toe-to-toe. Somebody's O has got to go. And just so that you really understand, Floyd Mayweather never did this. Manny Pacquiao never did this. Names like Oscar De La Hoya have never done this. They already are Hall of Famers. For Christ's sake, I'm a Hall of Famer, former unified champion. But at the end of the day, the man who wins, they're going to have an extra plaque. They're going to have some extra statements on how great they've done, of the great things that they've done in the welterweight division. And it's all happening tomorrow night.
You've been, you know these guys well. They've been in divisions that you've been champion of and competed in. What do you think are the keys to victory for Crawford when it comes to tackling Spence tomorrow night?
So, obviously, what's the first thing in there? Don't get hurt. Number one rule of boxing is protect yourself at all times. So, look, I had a friend of mine. He said, Keith, I want you to, take less punches. I said, you think I don't want to take less punches? I said, did you even watch my last fight? I didn't even take a lot of punches. I realized he wasn't giving me criticism. I realized how hard it was for him to watch me fight. This is what happens. The more you know the fighter, the more your heart is really in there with them. And every blow that they take, it pains the spectator, right? When you're just a fight fan, and you just have your opinion of Crawford, or you just have your opinion of Spence, and you don't have a connection, a relationship, you don't see him at the barbershop, you don't see him at the YMCA playing basketball or any of their average age things, because I know we're celebrities, I know we're on TV, but we're regular people too, and some people, they get the special thing of seeing the man outside of the ring. And a lot of those people will be backing Spence tomorrow night, and a lot of those people will be backing Crawford tomorrow night. And they're going to be yearning for them to elevate to absolute greatness, and they're going to be supporting them win, lose, or draw. They're going to know that we are witnessing great champions compete at the highest level of boxing. Another thing I like to say about this fight is these guys have forever been the best, okay? They've, since the amateur, before they ever got paid, okay? I was a 7-time national champion myself. I was the Olympic alternative myself for the 08 China Games. Crawford was a part of that Olympic trials. He also fell short in contention for the 2008 China Games. Errol Spence went to your country to compete in the 2012 Olympics.
Yeah.
So we are talking, before they ever made a dollar, they were fighting for trophies. They were fighting for medals. They were fighting to go home and just make their mommies and their daddies proud, which apparently they've done a tremendous job of doing that, okay? But these guys have forever been some of the best fighters for the world to see. And I live this life, so I know what that's like.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this fight so exciting. It's really a pick 'em fight. What do you like? Do you like the athletic switch hitter Crawford? Or do you like the solid, fundamentally, nothing really special, but that's what makes him special, Errol Spence Jr., where he just has such a tremendous defense, a very solid jab, and eyes to pull at the right time. It's a game of inches. Sometimes it's not what you need to do, but it's those little mistakes. Who's gonna make more mistakes tomorrow night?
Yeah.
who's going to capitalize on the mistakes that are presented. Now, if you want me to give you a keys to victory, I believe that Crawford has the capacity to throw more combinations. And I remember when I fought Danny Garcia, yes, in the opening round, boom, I hit him with that right. I had him shook.
Yeah.
I had him shook. I woke him up, and then he was very defensive. And I could tell that he didn't want to take another big shot like that again. And then, of course, Danny is known for those counter punches. He's known for sitting down and throwing big, heavy blows. But luckily for me, they were always too slow. I could see him loading up. I know we fought in New York, but he was loading up, throwing those punches from Philly, okay? I could see those punches coming from a mile away. That's why your boy one time came out unblemished, okay? Sometimes, and I told myself in that fight, if I want to win the fight, it's not about hitting him hard. It's about hitting him with the pity pat. Ba, 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 in and out. Ba, 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 Making sure that I'm the busier man so that when it goes to the scorecards, the judges lock in my numbers. They lock in the points. I think if Crawford, but they both have potential to hurt each other. They can drop each other. They can finish each other. But if that never manifests, if that opportunity never really comes through, who's gonna win? The busier fighter. The busier fighter, not just the busier fighter, but the one who landed just a few. Sometimes it just takes a few crisp punches. When I look back at the Pacquiao fight, I say, you know what? He just threw the right punch at the right time, and that it was a split decision. Even with the knockdown, that let him, bam, get the victory. He really pulled all the veteran moves, the 30-second flurries, Sugar Ray Leonard style. Right at the end of the round, boom, 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 boom. Just give the judges something to remember.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of little small tactics that can help you book the round. Round 1, round 2, round 4, round 5. Okay, and we're wondering, is that what's going to make the champion tomorrow night, or is it just going to be the dog? Is it just going to be the man who hurts the man the most? Is it like Spence said, man down? We don't need the judges. We don't need the scorecards, because these men are going to handle the fight and they're going to finish the fight all within the same night.
You mentioned Manny Pacquiao earlier. He's a former opponent of yours. He's been, the last time we saw him fight, Yordenis Ugas kind of closed his eyes, and it seemed like Jinky was feeding him. Manny the next day, he took some damage. Not seen him in the ring since, but he's been linked recently with Nayo Inoue. Freddie Roach mentioned that fight yesterday. He's been linked with Conor Benn. Eddie Hearn was talking about that, I think, even in the last 24 hours. Do you think he should take another fight, or do you think he should stay retired and kind of keep his faculties? How do you...
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the glory days are over. We know that. Does he still have a fan base? Yes. Yeah. Are people still going to tune in? Yes. And that's what makes it hard. And I know, because I lived this fight life. When you have that you are a gladiator. I'm just gonna bring you into the real fight life. This world is so mundane. It's so plain. It's like a pound cake, no icing. It's like a pound cake with no ice cream. I don't know how you like your pound cake, but I need at least a scoop of ice cream next to it. Yeah. Okay? I need something for it. It's not that pound cake's bad. It's that it's bland. And it's mundane. This life, Pacquiao's seen it all. He's been with billionaires out there in the Philippines. He's shopped in the nicest shopping stores. His wife's got all the Louis bags. And I promise you, it sucks. It ain't to Manny Pacquiao. It doesn't make his heart beat. It doesn't boil the blood. You want the action. You want the thrill. That's why we're here in Vegas. We're here to see the action. We're here to be a part of the thrill. Champion versus champion. And when you've lived that life and you gotta go back out there sometimes it just feels like a sad story. You want more.
Yeah, he's had an exhibition fight. Maybe there could be something like that if he's still got that edge.
We saw what Roy Jones did, man. Pound for pound #1. We saw what Roy Jones did. He's going to Australia. He's taking this fight. He's taking that fight. He just did the exhibition with Tyson at the old age. It's hard. You want to tell fighters at a certain time, champ, you did it. You did enough. You're a legend. Everybody loves you. You did it, my man. You did it. Go home. Be with the family. Go home. Easier said than done. It's not for me to say he should or he should not. This is the dilemma of when you're in this game at the highest level. You're gonna tell Evel Knievel to not make another jump.
Yeah.
Come on.
And Keith, I mean, one last one from me. You mentioned, I think it was even earlier this year, a couple of months ago, that you would like the winner of this fight, and then I think that might have been your finale. Is that still something you'd like? Who would you prefer if you were going to come back to the ring for the winner here, Spence or Crawford?
Thurman versus everybody.
Yeah.
Thurman versus everybody, you know? And of course, once these guys are done slapping each other around the ring, they're going to need another pay-per-view fight. And Thurman will be here waiting.
Perfect. Keith, always a pleasure, my man. Thank you for speaking to us. Enjoy the fight.
You too.